Speed and color can make a huge difference when trying to catch big walleye. This video is part 3 of our series called All About the Worm Hornet. Featured is our Erie Gold Red-Eyed Deep Cup Colorado Worm Hornet. We're giving away a few of these worm harnesses. Do you feel lucky? Subscribe and click the bell. In the comment section, let us know how we're doing and what you would like to see in future videos. Your input would be greatly appreciated. We'll provide more details later in the video. Welcome to Fishing and More with Tom, and I'm Tom. This is the final video of the Make a Walleye Worm Harness and More series. This video is part 3 and covers the contents of our All About the Worm Harness book. Over the course of this series of videos, we learned a lot regarding the production of a movie and hope it shows. As previously stated, there was so much to cover, we felt it best to cover everything in 3 videos. What was that? For those viewing our All About the Worm Harness series for the first time, we have a couple of interesting and hopefully exciting things which we'll hold off covering until the latter part of the video. So we hope you'll stick around until then. I would be appreciative of any and all suggestions, requests, and comments, as this will guide us through future projects. In order to receive notification regarding the posting of new videos on YouTube, please subscribe, clicking the bell, hit the like button, then share with your family and friends. Thank you, and let's get started. Let's travel together on a journey through the many aspects of fishing. This video is all about the worm harness. The information for this video is a condensed version of what is contained in our Make a Walleye Worm Harness and More book. Worm harnesses are popular for targeting walleye. This presentation, which is part 3 of the series, covers trolling the worm harness, water clarity, presentation, assembly of the Erie Gold Deep Cup Worm Harness, the worm harness, a fish is just a fish, and proverbs for the fisherman. Let's troll a worm harness. Just what speed is the best? It can vary depending on a variety of things. The general rule is between 1 to 2.5 miles per hour, but with a butterfly blade, it can go as low as a quarter mile per hour and all the way up to 4 miles per hour. The temperature of the water is important. In cooler water, walleye tend to be more sluggish, so trolling at a slower speed is recommended. The opposite is true as the temperatures warm. Walleye activity levels can vary throughout the day. Many anglers find that walleye are more active during low light periods, such as early morning, late evening, or overcast days. Water depth influences trolling speed. When in shallow water, slower speeds are often more effective. In deeper water, increase your trolling speed slightly to cover more ground and keep your bait at the desired depth. Ultimately, the best trolling speed may vary from day to day and even from one spot to another. Experiment with different speeds and observe how the walleye respond. Keep in mind that these are general guidelines and the best trolling speed may vary depending on the specific conditions you encounter on the water. It's always a good idea to monitor your trolling speed closely and be prepared to adjust it based on the feedback you get from the fish. In-water testing refers to the practice of observing how your bait or lure behaves underwater, typically by trailing it alongside the boat before deploying it at the desired depth. Checking your presentation. In-water testing allows you to assess how your worm harness looks and moves in the water. You can ensure that the blades are spinning, the beads and the blades are providing the desired flash and vibration, and the overall presentation is appealing to walleye. Adjusting trolling speed. By observing your worm harness in the water, you can determine the optimal trolling speed to achieve the desired action. Depth control. In-water testing helps you gauge how your worm harness performs at different depths. You can observe how the harness tracks through the water and make adjustments to the amount of line you let out to achieve the desired depth. Fine-tuning setup. If you're using multiple worm harness setups or experimenting with different blade colors or bead configurations, in-the-water testing allows you to compare their performance side by side. You can make adjustments to your setups based on real-time observations to optimize your chances of success. Building confidence. In-water testing can build angler confidence by providing visual confirmation that your gear is functioning correctly and presenting the bait in an attractive manner. This confidence can translate into more focused and effective fishing efforts on the water. In-water testing is an essential step in fine-tuning your worm harness setup and maximizing your chances of catching walleye. Taking the time to observe how your gear performs underwater can lead to better results. Water clarity plays a significant role in fishing and can have a profound impact on the behavior and feeding patterns of fish. In an effort to provide interesting and pertinent information, we suggest that you check out some specific YouTube videos. Quite honestly, we couldn't have done it better. Our YouTube search request was color change water depth. Water clarity refers to how clear or murky the water is. In clear water, fish have better visibility and can see potential prey more easily. This means that they may be more cautious and selective when feeding, making them more challenging to catch. In murky or stained water, visibility is reduced, which can make it easier for fish to ambush prey. The clarity of the water can influence the feeding behavior of fish. In clear water, fish may be more cautious and selective, preferring smaller, more natural-looking baits and lures. They may also be more wary of approaching predators or fishing gear. In murky water, fish may rely more on their sense of vibration and smell to locate prey, making them more likely to strike at larger, noisier, or more brightly colored bait and lures. Water clarity can influence where fish choose to feed and seek shelter. In clear water, fish may be more likely to inhabit deeper areas or seek cover in submerged vegetation or rocky structures to avoid detection by predators. In murky water, fish may move into shallower areas. Water clarity affects how light penetrates the water column. In clear water, sunlight can penetrate deeper, allowing aquatic vegetation to thrive, providing better visibility for predators and prey alike. You should adjust your fishing techniques and strategies based on water clarity. In clear water, finesse techniques such as a light line, natural presentations, and subtle movements may be effective. In murky water, you may opt for more aggressive techniques such as larger baits, noisy lures, or fishing in a more erratic manner to attract fish. Overall, water clarity is an essential factor that you should consider when planning your fishing trips. Selecting fishing gear and planned tactics will probably increase your chances of success on the water. Water clarity significantly influences the effectiveness of lure color choices whenever fishing. In clear water, light penetrates deeply, allowing fish to see colors and details of lures more clearly. As a result, natural and subtle colors such as natural greens, browns, and silvers often work well in clear water conditions. Transparent or translucent lures can also be effective in clear water, as they mimic the appearance of natural prey and allow light to pass through, creating a more realistic presentation. Bright and flashy colors such as chartreuse, white, and metallic finishes can attract fish from a distance in clear water, but they may appear unnatural up close and could possibly spook wary fish. In stained or slightly murky water, visibility is reduced and colors appear less vibrant. In these conditions, high contrast colors such as chartreuse, orange, and fluorescent hues stand out better and can attract the fish's attention. Darker colors such as black, blue, and purple can also be effective in stained water, as they provide a strong silhouette and contrast against the background, making them easier for fish to see. Avoid using subtle or natural colors in stained water, as they may blend in with the surroundings and be less noticeable to the fish. In muddy or turbid water with low visibility, bright and solid colors are typically the most effective. Fluorescent and neon colors such as chartreuse, pink, and orange are highly visible in these conditions. Large, noisy lures with rattles or vibrating blades can also be effective in muddy water, as they create additional sensory cues that attract fish's attention despite limited visibility. Avoid using lures with intricate patterns or subtle details in muddy water, as they may be difficult for fish to distinguish. In situations where water clarity varies or changes throughout the day, you may need to adjust lure colors accordingly. Start with neutral or subtle colors and switch to brighter colors as visibility decreases. Experimentation is key in variable conditions, as fish may respond differently to lure colors depending on factors such as light intensity, water depth, and time of day. You should consider water clarity when selecting lure colors and be prepared to adjust your choices based on prevailing conditions. By choosing colors that stand out effectively in the given water clarity, you can increase your chances of enticing fish to strike. What was that? Using a bottom bouncer setup is the simplest of the two types of worm harness presentations. If long lining, it's recommended that you use a reel with a line counter on your rod. When initially setting up your rod and reel, you should take a few minutes to calibrate the fishing line to the line counter. Videos are available on YouTube on just how to do that. Put your rig in the water and check that the spinner is operating properly. Free spool the spinner rig, allowing it to drop and touch bottom. Hold the rig at that depth, allowing it to swing into and settle at a 45-degree angle. Allow the bottom bouncer to drop again, finding bottom. Set your reel holding your line in that position and place in a rod holder. Bottom bouncer weight. The rule of thumb is 1 ounce equal 10 feet, 2 ounces equal 20 feet, 3 ounces equal 30 feet, and etc. This is a simple guide to long lining. There are numerous videos on YouTube to provide more detailed information. Referenced here is 50 feet of line from the inline weight to the tip of your rod. For example, a ½ ounce weight at 1 mile per hour will put you down about 10 to 14 feet. 3/4 ounce at 1 mile per hour will take it down to about 14 to 16 feet. And 1 ounce, 1 mile per hour, approximately 16 to 20 feet down. We're going to assemble one of our Erie Gold Deep Cup Colorado worm harnesses. I'm going to start by putting a snell knot in here. I put the line down through, I brought it back up, and I've got myself a loop. I lay that loop across the shank of the hook, and I'm going to take and turn this, wrap this about 8 times, and I'm going to use a pair of forceps to just take this line through the end of that loop. Wet the line a little bit and snug this up. That's a really easy snell knot. We're going to take some red beads. I'm going to take 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to take a silver one, just 1. These are Walleye beads. I'm going to take 2 charcoal beads. Right now that's what I have. I have 4 red, 1 silver, and 2 charcoals. I'm going to take a number 4 clevis, Deep Cup Colorado. Fits nicely on there. Make sure you have it on the right direction. There's my worm harness. The only thing I have to do is tie a knot at the end. I have approximately 4 feet of 20-pound line, and I just did an overhand knot, pulled it through. I still have a loop, and I'm going to use a hook and pull it back through again so that I have, I guess, 2 overhands. Snug it up. That's my loop. Finished product. Speed and color can make a huge difference when trying to catch big walleye. The worm harness is a lure that is time-tested to produce results, namely catching walleye. It's easy to use, simple, and extremely versatile. Adaptability suits the worm harness as it's successful in a wide variety of conditions. They are well suited for long lining, bottom bouncing, as well as trolling with inline sinkers. Depending on the type and the size of the spinner, your trolling speed can be as slow as 1/4 mile per hour. Configured differently, and the speed of 1 1/2 miles per hour is possible. Once again, before you start fishing, visually check in the water that the spinner or spinners are turning while at the current speed. Bottom line, worm harnesses catch walleye. Let them tell you exactly what they want in one type of lure. The worm harnesses featured in this video are available on our website. Despite the number of different fish, it ends up there are small differences between the species. They are very much alike. The what in fishing: color, lure, rod, reel, boat motor, electronics. The most important factor is where. You can't catch a fish if you're fishing where they ain't. To emphasize a point, using the best of equipment and etc. If you're fishing an area of your lake that has no fish, you can't catch one. These were quotes from Buck Perry, the father of structure fishing.
Meet the Grand Wizard of Fishing. He's got some proverbs for us. Fishing with a crawler harness is the only sport where the aim is to feed the opponent. There's a thin line between fishing and just fooling around. That line usually has a worm crawler harness on it. The two best times to fish is when it's raining and when it ain't. Just don't forget your wedding anniversary in the process.
We're giving away copies of our ebook. Subscribe so that you have an opportunity to get one. Once again, thank you for your visit. Hopefully the information provided will be of value and help you catch more fish. Please be respectful of water and weather. Now let's go fishing.